Zoe, it's my understanding that we have a couple of really good questions for this week's Dear Erin.
So this is from Josephine. Both my best friend and I got married around the same time. My friend waited for 2 years for her husband to be ready and to start trying to get pregnant, and she was ready long before that. She started trying to conceive a few months before me and has been unsuccessful. Meanwhile, I became pregnant immediately. This has caused tension in our friendship. I feel really guilty and now cannot talk to my best friend about my pregnancy. She is devastated, as it has now been several months, and I feel like I'm walking on eggshells around her. How can I support her and, most importantly, keep our friendship strong?
Oh, Josephine, that is such a tricky one. It even gives me the chills as you sit and read that. So pregnancy and infertility is a really tough subject to talk about. I actually had a very similar experience when I had my kids and with some friends and people who are trying, and it's tough. And really the best advice is to remember that you have friendships can be strong, but they also can come and go in waves and also based on topics. As we get older and as we grow older, we realize that we don't lean on people for the same things we might used to, and that friendships grow and change. Yeah. And it's not that your best friend can't still be your best friend, but you might have to censor or change the topic because of what she's going through. And it can be hard. And I think you need room to be able to voice, I want my best friend here for these milestones, and I have to be sensitive to what she's going through. Mm-hmm. But the best thing you can do, or she can do right now, is really Josephine, let your friend have that space because she needs it right now. And since you are the person who is pregnant, I think it could be a growth moment or a challenge for you to find a way to support her in what she's going through, even if you might not be able to provide exact empathy, but some sympathy for her, and really do everything you can around here to try not to flaunt your pregnancy and all those things, because it really is tough. And then let's just hope that she's able to work through her issues, and when she's pregnant, you guys can align back on that.
And I think one thing you taught me, actually, when I think about it, is this whole concept of tear and repair in friendships and relationships. We are so afraid of conflict and of things not working in a relationship that we avoid it, but sometimes things need to tear so we have the ability to repair it and grow stronger. And in my own life, I've seen relationships I have become so much better because I'm willing to have those hard conversations or give people space, and then they come back and it's even better. So you've definitely taught me that is an integral part of relationships that I don't think people think is normal or natural. It's looked down upon to have a conflict with a friend.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I'm glad you brought that up because I forget about it sometimes. That like the tear is necessary for relationships to last over time. Yeah. Right? Because otherwise, like there's this old. I think it was taken out of the Japanese culture, but they kind of talked about this idea that when a vase breaks, right, it might not look the same way it did before, but you can build it back together stronger, right? Like sometimes the bonds of the clay are weaker than the bonds of the glue that can bring it closer together, and it might not look like it did before, but it's ultimately stronger. Yeah. And I really do feel like the friendships and relationships that last a lifetime are the ones that don't look the same as they did when they started. They have broken and they have rebuilt stronger and stronger every single time. And so tear and repair is essential to friendships, all relationships, and it's super important. And this might be a moment for Josephine and her friend where they have a little bit of tear and room for repair, hopefully. But it does also matter in that tear, it matters, right? Yeah. Like you can't just be like, F you suck, you're the worst, I can't believe you're not happy for me. No. You have to also be able to go at it with kindness, with intention, with collected thoughts, and make sure that you're doing it in a way that allows for repair to happen.
For sure.